With COC3, please.
Okay, all right. Uh, Please allow me to stay on all existing protocol to read this all important agenda for this confirmation hearing. Very important confirmation hearing. So our proposed agenda for this final public national budget hearing, session one, part one, session one, call to order, which is done by our honorable COC one. And the reading and acceptance of this agenda is done by me. And the opening remark is done by our Honorable COC3, this is COC2. And recognition and presentation of the National Financial Secretary will be done by this Honorable Secretary General COC3. And the oath of proclamation will be done by our Honorable Senior Secretary, let's say Senior Coordinator COC1. And part two of this agenda will be presentation of the national proposed fiscal budget of the LSUIC 2026. This is 2025, 2026. And will be done by our Honorable Noah D. Mason, National Secretary General, National Financial Secretary General. And next, part three of this agenda will be question and answering section, which will be done by the public and the council members. And then the procedures, question and answering from the public will be channeled through the presiding officer for this agenda. And after that, we'll have special statement by the Honorable VP, NVP, Honorable Ruphine M. Harmon. And closing remark will be done by our Honorable COC1, Tarloh Chea. And then the vote of thanks will be done by our Honorable COC3. And adjournment of this meeting or of this confirmation hearing will be done by Honorable COC3. So this is the agenda, and it's over to the presiding officer for this agenda to be adapted and used as a tool for today's confirmation hearing. So over to you, COC2.
All right. So, do we need a motion? Yes, we need it. So can we have a motion for the agenda to be accepted? Yeah, you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we are getting you. We are getting you.
So
Yes,
can we have a
you have to
motion?
pay attention to the hands being raised.
I'm not seeing anything from my end. That's why I'm not seeing anything yet.
Okay,
Let me see.
Cecil's hand is raised and Honorable Tyler's hand is raised also.
I'm sorry. So let's take Honorable Cecil, my bestie.
I got comment now motion.
What is that? Let's go. Let's have the comment first, please.
Yes. It was when you were doing the secretary will respond in 1 minute. I think the time is small, and this is financial issue,
Okay.
and you also said if that cannot be done in 2 minutes, the question, the answer immediately. These are the questions won't be answered until next year. So that
The question is so very much important that it should Honorable Tarloh.
for the recognition. I so move that if nothing else is to be added, subtracted from the agenda, that the agenda be accepted as the working tool for today's hearing, financial hearing.
Can we have a
Celsius
second?
Joe, I second the motion.
Okay. It may not even recognize the second emotion. Thank you, sir. All right. Honorable SG, where are you?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. We have had our motion. Can we move on? I asked you to be reading for me to know because I
Okay,
can
all
see,
right.
please. Wherever you
All
are,
right. So
please.
now we call for opening remark by Honorable Julate Agata Flumbo Queen. CoC 2.
Okay. Thank you. I'd like to say that this meeting is going to be very fast, quick, and to the point. Welcome to the student community and welcome to our leaders who joined this meeting tonight. We intend that it's going to be informative and that everything concerning this budget might be laid tonight so that union can move on. Welcome to the meeting and let me pray. God, we thank you for the gathering. We thank you for a fruitful conversation because we are fruitful people. Bless us. Amen.
Okay. Amen. Okay, the
Thank
fourth
you.
item on this agenda is recognition and presentation of our National Financial Secretary, which will be done by the CoC 3. So, okay, all protocol observed. Today is a very important and very concise session, which have to claim the attention of all council members and all NEC members, including the entire student body. So today we will be hearing from our Honorable Financial Secretary of the Liberian Student Union in China, LSUIC, Honorable Noah D. Mason. He's the Financial Secretary and he has worked in the past leadership as Assistant Financial Secretary or Acting Financial Secretary. And during his new leadership, he was elected as the Financial Secretary General. And since then, he has been working hard in making sure our financial system is in place and and it is also transparent. So this time, we'll be hearing from the Honorable Man on this proposed fiscal budget that we discussed the last time, and this will be the final hearing from him. So, distinguished colleagues, Honorable National President and Honorable CoC 1, please allow me to bring on the podium Honorable D. Mason for the oath of proclamation. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir.
Okay, so sorry, can I please share my screen?
Okay, all right.
Okay, Honorable Mason, are you there, sir? Honorable Mason?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thanks for being here again. So welcome to the sixth Council of Coordinators of Proclamation. And like we did last time, please read after me. In a blank space, please put your full name. I
I Noah Dave Mason Jr.
do solemnly affirm that every statement I make and every document I present before this honorable body
do solemnly affirm that every statement I make before and every document I present before this honorable body.
The sixth council of coordinators shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes.
The sixth council of coordinators shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I further pledge that should I be found in deception or falsehood before this honorable body,
I further pledge that should I be found in deception or falsehood before this honorable body,
I shall be dealt with in accordance with the code of conduct of this council and the Constitution of LSUIC.
I shall be dealt with in accordance with the code of conduct of this council and the Constitution of LSUIC.
Thank you very much, sir. Honorable Presiding, it's over to you. Honorable Presiding. Honorable Julate, are you there? Okay, let's give the council 1 more minute. Probably she. Honorable Julate, are you there? If Honorable Julate is not there, Honorable CoC 3, could you please step in for her, please?
Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, all protocol observed permit me to stay in place of the Honorable CoC2 as he's facing technical problem. Okay, so now we at the part 2 of our agenda, which is the presentation of our national proposed fiscal budget of LSUIC, and which will be done by our Honorable National Financial Secretary. So Honorable Noah D. Macy, if you are here, please unmute the mic and you are welcome to the podium for the presentation. So if you are ready, I can unshare my screen and then you can share your screen if you like.
Thank you, Honorable CoC3. Can you please stop sharing?
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Once again, I am Noah D. Mason Jr., and I'm the current National Financial Secretary of LSUIC 2024, 2020, 2025, 2026. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of cold, so I'm sorry for the poor quality of my voice. I will just jump straight into it. Firstly, is my screen being shared? Okay. Firstly, I will go into the draft budget. Am I being heard?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
You are being here.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
I will go into the draft budget, and before going to the draft budget, I'll say a pleasant welcome to everyone that is here today. Okay. The first budget submission was on September 20th, 2025. And the second submission with details being requested to budget items was submitted December 8th, 2025. For introduction, this document presents the budget for the fiscal year 2025-2026, detailing both projected income and expenditures. It aims to provide a comprehensive view of the financial planning for the union, highlighting the division of income into current and non-current categories, expenditure into administrative and operational costs. This budget reflects transactions from the period through 2022-2023 up to 2025-2026, acknowledging changes in fiscal applicability. The income overview, this budget categorized income into current and non-current, that is non-obligatory and obligatory sources. The current income is essential for the union continual operation and is expected to rise, assuming the union remains functional. Non Non-current income, however, is less reliable and not guaranteed, even with a stable union. The expenditure overview. Expenditure are classified into administrative and operational expenses. Administrative expenses cover the essential costs required for the union day-to-day function and include scholars development to support members' academic pursuit, while operational expenses are associated with the broader activities of LSUIC and are deemed less mandatory. So this budget have account codes that is to facilitate easy navigation within the budget. Accounts are assigned specific codes and split into two categories: income account, and that starts with 1, followed by 11, followed by 111 and 112. While expenditure accounts starts with 2 or begin with 2 and followed by 21 and 22. The financial projection. This budget forecasts an income generation capacity of 124,739.38 RMB for the fiscal year 2025-2026, with a monthly allocation of 10,394.95 RMB. Planned expenditure is set at 93,464 RMB, breaking down to a monthly allocation of 7,788.67 RMB. This results in projected saving of 31,275.38 RMB. So the income generation, current incomes are expected to increase by 43.40%, and non-current is expected to increase by 20.92%, reflecting positive performance in the previous fiscal year and the potential impact of a growing number of scholars in China. Specific increases in income accounts are detailed in Table 1 of this document. We go to expenditure modifications. A new expenditure account have been increased by 100%. Major highlights for expenditure adjustments include a decrease in website maintenance and the NEC transportation, 66.20%, and increasement in the annual conference support, 37.30%, while provincial or city support saw a significant increase of 10% compared to previous year. For income, a decrease in IEC registration fees, 62.60%, and an increase in due payment, 13.19%. Overall expenditure has increased by 10%. The accurate business and budget survivability. This accurate business budget accounts for the income generated from the last fiscal year, contributing to 35.68% of the current budget. The key income sources include membership dues, pledges, autonomous income, and various fees and fines, cumulatively accounted for 100% of the income projected to fund the budget. Funding allocation for expenditure will prioritize key administrative expenses in case of deficit, ensuring essential operations are maintained until the budget performance improves. So the glossary terms, we have surplus, money left after all expenses are paid; deficit, when expenses are more than income; brought forward previous year leftover funds or turnover funds; contingency, emergency funds for unexpected costs; and autonomous income money from sources not directly tied to members' payment. Example, newsletter, sales, interest, and business registration. Disclaimer, this budget projection are based on historical financial data and do not guarantee future income or expenditure. However, with the involvement of provincial and state leadership, these projections are achievable. This structured approach to the 2025-2026 budget highlights the union financial planning, providing a clear roadmap for income and expenditure through a fiscal year. So I will go through the table. Proposed budget. In this proposed budget, we have incomes on our account, and our proposed for incomes for the year. Our proposed for dues for the year is 26,282 RMB for dues under income. Our current account, in the current account that we have dues, we have proposed dues for each province. So for every province in here, we projected a 10% increase based on membership increasement. But for province like Chongqing, municipalities like Chongqing and province like Liaoning and others that are highlighted within the budget, we never had members last year from those places paying dues to LSUIC. So we projected that at least this year we will have one member. So their dues is not here is not increased by 10%. It is a projection for at least if one member paid. That's why we don't have 10% increase under Chongqing and Liaoning province. Every other province is increased by 10%, contributing 21.07 percentage to LSUIC, with a total percent in dues of 13.19% increase. We go to pledges, a cake rally. Our projection for pledges or cake rally is 5,644, and it's followed by a 10% increasement, same as Sunday offering, annual conference fees, and provincial election fees. And yeah, then we go to the IEC aspirant or registration fees. So because we're against the high increasement of the IEC fees last year, and we took the former leaders to court concerning the increase in the fees, we decided this year to decrease the fees so that we can give everyone the opportunity to serve LSUIC. So there is 62.60% decrease in the IEC fees based on the previous IEC fees projection, that is from the last government, 5,775. This year, our projection is 2,160, and these are the breakdowns. National President, 500 RMB. That is 33.33% decrease. National Vice President, 450 RMB. Application fees, same 33.33% decrease. National Secretary General, 375 RMB. That is 37.50% decrease. Deputy Secretary General National, we have 350 RMB, and that is 33.33% decrease. National Financial Secretary, we have 350 RMB. That is 22.22% decrease. National Treasurer, 350 RMB. That is 6.67% decrease from previous leadership year. And National Chaplain General, 97 RMB. That is 35.33% decrease. So if you sum up all of these, 500, 450 coming down to 97 RMB gave us 2,160. So this money in red is just a breakdown. It's not calculated here because it has already been calculated under this 2,160. So our total projection for income on a current account for 2025-2026 is 54,136.35 RMB. That is a 3.41% increase. We go to non-current. Non-current, our proposed or projection is 577.50 RMB. Then it is increased by 10%. Loans under here, loans are not considered income. Loans are money that LSUIC treasurer or treasury already have that is in the treasury. So it's not considered an income, but rather interest on loan is what is considered income. So that's why we have no figures here for loan. Uh, Interest on loans, we have 302.50 RMB, and that is 10% increase based on last year actual. LSUIC newsletter, we have 66 RMB. That is based on last year actual, and that's 10% increase. Jiangsu Treasury account. Jiangsu Treasury account is not an income in LSUIC. That's why we don't have any figures here. Same as General Conference support. It's not an income on our LSUIC. So that's why we have no figures here. Other autonomous income, we have a 10% increase, and that is 25,150.46 RMB. So overall, our grand total income projection, if we all work together as a team, is 124,739.38 RMB with a 4.84% decrease. So we go to our expenditure. Our expenditure in LSUIC, we have two expenditures. We have administrative expenses and operational expenses. So on our administrative, we have LSUIC Zoom account subscription. This year we paid 648 RMB for the Zoom platform we're using for the year. And that is 2.41% increase based on last year actual. Website construction, we spent 1,316, and this amount is only for the purchase of the domain, hosting, SSL, and team, not workmanship or developer pay. The NEC shall take full charge of the development and sustenance of the website from the start to finish until July 26, 2026. So we have our NEC cares. NEC care is we have no figures because it's voluntarily. It's not mandatory. We have our website maintenance, like I just said. The NEC will be maintaining the website, so there's no charge. We have Grammarly subscription. No, we don't have any figures or any figures for Grammarly any expense for Grammarly subscription. We have Scholars Development. We don't have any figures for Scholars Development. We'll go to annual conference support. Okay. On the annual conference support, our proposed is 70,800. That is 7.30% increase. And the reason why we have 37.30% increase. Come on, let me see if I can go to. Okay. The reason we have 37.30% increase. What's my budget for last year? Can I just hold on a little bit? Let's see, that's some financial report. What's the financial report? No. Okay. Last year conference, the total money that was spent or that was expended for last year conference. Firstly, last year conference, we had about 32 rooms that were booked. So the 32 rooms that were booked, we expended 23,250 RMB for the 32 rooms that were booked. And the hotel we stay at for 3 days or 3 nights. And each day we pay 250 RMB per day for a double room. And then we paid additional 4,000 RMB to use the conference hall where we have all of the indoor activities. So based on that, the total money we spent just on accommodation last year for 32 rooms, we spent 27,250. So I'll go back to the budget. This year, based on this year, oh no, not the budget yet. And then after we, sorry guys, after we spent that on rooms for 32 rooms and 2 days at the conference hall, we also spent 14,400 for cooking. We spent 14,400 RMB, and the cooking was for 60 people for 4 days. So 60 people for 4 days. Last year, we expend 14,400. And conference souvenir, we spent 1,710 RMB for 100 pieces of souvenirs. Different souvenirs, that is the bag, the wristband, the books, and the pen. We also spent 2,000 for stadium rental. The stadium we used to play our game, we spent 2,000 RMB. Transportation to and from the stadium, because we rented our bus, we spent 800 last year. Graphic designer workmanship, we spent 150. Procurement of election materials, we spent 1,040 RMB. We had to rent an apartment for the cooking committee to cook in or to cook at, and we spent 950 RMB. Conference photographer fees, we pay a photographer for a day, and we spent 500 RMB. LSUIC Scholar of the Year Award, we spent 92.80 RMB. And the conference booklet, we spent 2,440 RMB. Also, delivery of the cooking utensils, because LSUIC have a cooking utensils, we spent 213 RMB. So if you calculate all of this amount, this was shared with the council. If you calculate all of this amount, then you will realize, and you calculate all of this amount, and you come to the budget. After we have increased, we have had 10% increasement in dues. You understand why we increased the expenditure or on a conference support from NEC. So annual conference support, this is the amount that NEC is supposed to give to the conference committee, 70,800, with a 37.30% increase. So this year, we already in 2026, we, based on the increase in membership, we are projecting for the 3 hotel rooms at 250 RMB per room. And that is 32,250 RMB for the 3 nights. That is if the NECs decide to have conference for 3 nights. This is how much we'll have to spend on hotel rooms. And then we go to conference hall rental. We are projecting the same amount of 4,000 for conference hall rental. And then we go to feeding 2 times a day for 4 days. We are projecting 16,400 for feeding. We go to stadium rental and it remains constant. We go to transportation from the hotel to the field we might be using or the stadium we might be using to have our July 26th event. And we projected 1,000 RMB. Last year we spent 800, but still the bus wasn't able to take everyone. Some students had to use, or some scholars had to use DD or DIDA to go to and from the field. So we projected 1,000 RMB. Photographer, last conference, photographer was there for 2 days. So this conference, we want a photographer that will be there from the beginning to the end. So we projected 1,000 RMB. Conference souvenir, because we increased the amount of delegates we want to have this year. So our conference souvenir, we projected 2,000 RMB. LSUIC Male and Female Scholar Award. LSUIC Male and Female scholars in LSUIC that have done exceedingly well or performed well, and at the end of the year, at every conference, they receive a recognition. So this year we projected 150 RMB based on the kind of award we want to give. LSUIC Recognition Award. LSUIC Recognition Award is where the NEC gets to recognize every scholars that are in good standing and also that have been working or serving within the union. So this award, we projected 3,000 RMB, and that is we are projecting 100+%. We know not everyone will attend the conference. We have almost more than 600 members of LSUIC, and not everyone will attend the conference. So this amount also covers those that will not be attending the conference to receive their e-certificate or e-recognition. We have meet and greet. Last conference meet and greet was sponsored by Team Legacy because they were contesting. But now we don't know how many people or who all will be contesting for the election. So this year we want to do meet and greet, and we want to add vibes or bring vibes to the conference. So this year the NEC projected 1,000 for meet and greet, and that meet and greet is to like welcome everyone officially at the conference, and we all can chill and vibe together on the arrival day. So we projected 1,000 RMB. And the LSUIC dinner night. For the past years in LSUIC, there's something called Achievers Award. And that award didn't happen last year. But this year, the leadership wants to continue that legacy. And the dinner night will be on the 26th. And we decided to rent a hall outside of the hotel because normally the hotels close their hall around 7, 8 p.m. So we decided to rent a hall outside of the hotel to host this awards and dinner night. So our hall rental and food, we projected 5,000. Now the NECs or the current LSUIC leaders are building partnership with other countries, student or organizations in China. So we look forward to having some of them at the awards night and inviting other people, other Liberians that are friends with other people to invite them. We want to make the award night grand, so we projected 5,000. So our total projection, if you sum up all of this money, it gives us 70,000. Sorry, guys, 70,800 RMB. That's our projection. And then the next projection, we go to provincial or city support. At the beginning of the year, we ask every cities or province to submit their plan of action. Some cities did. We do have our support, not to paid because in LSUIC we don't pay people, but the NEC decide to support province to at least use certain amount to facilitate some projects within their province, and profit from that project can also help sustain the province. So we projected 7,150, and this subject is due to payment records. We can tell you which province or city will get this amount because many haven't paid dues and some don't even have leadership set up yet. So we can come and tell you, oh, we're going to give you this, or this city, that city. No. We're going to strictly follow your payment records in LSUIC in order to disperse this provincial or city support. Then we go to LSUIC presidential winter debate. This year, we projected 1,200, and it's 1.98% decrease based on the previous year actual. And the reason why we have the LSUIC or provincial is the reason why we have this 1,200 is to promote academic excellence through inner cities. And first winner city will take 700 RMB. Second winner city will take 350 RMB, while the third winner city will take 150 RMB. Cash prize for the top three winners and certificates for the winner and participants. That's why we projected 1,200. And like I said, Gensu Treasury account is not it's not an income, so it's also not an expenditure in LSUIC. So we come down to other operational expenses. And like I said from the beginning, loan is not an income, it's also not an expenditure. So that's why we have no figures here for loans. Continual committee preparations. Back then, the NECs used to help students that are going back home by shipping their things back home through the container. But for the past years, we've never had that, so we have no change here. It remains constant. Same as the welfare contributions, it remains constant. We go to Scholar Financial Assistance to support good and active members in need. This will be guided by the scholars' good standing and membership record. The financial team shall develop a policy document once approved to guide the disbursement of this amount. So we propose 1,650 RMB with a 10% increase based on the previous year. We go to NEC transportation. This amount shall only be used if a national leader from Liberia visit China and or if we have to meet with them and the embassy urgently. So we propose 500 RMB. The NEC shall sponsor all of the planned trips to meet with scholars in various cities and provinces. That is 66.21% decrease. And thanks to the current NEC, they haven't taken any money out of the treasury for transportation. Every cities or province events they have visited, they spend their own money. We go to operational fiscal contingency. This is set aside for unexpected economic shifts, like natural disasters or outbreak or urgent operational needs within the fiscal year. And without this contingency, the NEC will have come back to the council for emergency funds, delaying projects and operational programs, and also causing major friction. So that's the reason why we propose 10,000 RMB for operational or fiscal contingency. We go to National Secretariat operations. One is to recharge the union SIM card. The union have a SIM card that is attached or affiliated with her YouTube and WeChat channels. And also subscription of account being used by the union, that is CatCorp or the CutCap and also ClickUp. And this amount will be used to support the day-to-day operations of the secretariat. For second quarter, I think when we all that was on second quarter report, financial report, we saw that we spent 100 and something and some change for the union SIM card to renew it because it has been dead for a long while. So we had to renew it. That's why we have this projection of 200 RMB. Then we come to NEC committee support. NEC committee support, we have no figures here because every committees, we don't think the committees need financial support. Every programs that our committees are having is online. If they need any support, we will come to our fiscal contingency and be able to revisit and look into it and then take support from here. That's why in budget we have contingency. So our grand total expenditure for this year, if you sum up all of the figures here from administrative costs or administrative expense to operational expense, if you sum up all of the figures, you will get 93,464 RMB and 22.88% increase based on membership growth. So our budget surplus or deficit will be 31,275.38 RMB. This is our budget summary, summary. Our grand total income, 124,739.38 RMB. Our grand total expenditure is 93,464 RMB, and our total balance or turnover projection to 2026-2027 government will be 31,275.38 RMB. These are the percentages of contribution towards us getting these figures. So we have our brought forward that is already 35.68%. Our dues going to constitute 21.07%. Our pledge and cake rally going to contribute for 4.52%. Our Sunday offering going to contribute 0.85%. Our conference fees going to contribute 15.12%. Provincial election fees 0.11%. IEC aspiring registration fees 1.73%. Fines 0.46%. Loan is not interest on loan 0.24%. LSUIC newsletter 0.05%. And other autonomous income 20.16%, contributing 100% to our grand total income. And this budget is signed and by the National Financial Secretary, me, Noah Dave Mason, and approved by our hardworking president, Honorable Olano Teah Bloh, the National President 2025-2026. And I will also go next into our financial policies, because there are two documents that were submitted to the CoC to be approved. So our official financial policy document status for approval by the Council of Coordinators. I will just go into section 1, Principal and Governing Principles. The purpose of this financial policy is to establish clear, transparent, and accountable procedures for managing all monetary and in-kind resources of LSUIC. It operationalized the financial clauses of the LSUIC Constitution to ensure integrity, sustainability, and fairness in all financial operations. And the core principle is transparency, accountability, sustainability, fairness, and compliance. So our hierarchy of authority is the LSUIC Constitution, this official financial policy, approved annual budget, and decisions of the General Conference and Assembly. And also its directives of the National Executive Committee within its mandate. Section 2 Section 2 talks about membership dues and contributions. So we go to the annual membership due structure. In LSUIC, we have member categories. The NECs, they pay 30 RMB and monthly, but their annual total is 360. Provincial coordinators, annual total is 300. Judicial board members, annual total is 300, 25 RMB monthly. City, district, executive, standing committee heads, and committee members, also bilateral scholars. Their annual total is 240 RMB, and their monthly due is 20 RMB. CSE and MOFCOM scholars, monthly dues is 15 RMB, and their annual total is 180 RMB. Self-sponsored or partial scholarship, that is university scholarship, or provincial government scholarship or city government scholarship, dues is 10 RMB monthly, and their annual total is 120 RMB. A member may pay the annual sum of their dues at once to receive a 10 RMB discount. That is, if you pay 170 RMB, payable at the start of the fiscal year between July 26 to September 30. Payment procedures: all dues, local and national, are payable to the city or district treasurer or financial secretary. If there is no district or city treasurer or financial secretary, the scholar can pay to the national financial secretary or national treasurer. Remittance: district city secretary or treasurer must remit collected dues to the national financial secretary by and or before the 5th day of the following month. Proof of payment: the national treasurer or financial secretary shall issue a digital receipt to the provincial coordinator, copied to the payer within 48 hours of receiving funds. Recording: the national financial secretary shall update the master due register upon confirmation of receipt. Late payment and penalties. We go to arrears status. A member is in arrears if dues are unpaid if dues are unpaid in 30 days after the due date. That is example, November dues unpaid by December 31st. You are in arrears. Suspensions of rights. Members in arrears for 6 months shall have their voting rights automatically suspended. For example, if you are a coordinator or you're city president, let's just say coordinators, and you have to make a decision in the council. If a decision is to be made and you haven't paid your dues for 6 months, you are not supposed to vote in that. You are not supposed to vote because you are not in good standing. Final notice: members in arrears for 5 months shall receive a formal rating notice from the secretariat. Membership suspension: members in arrears for more than 6 months may be recommended for full membership suspension by the NEC. We go to rehabilitation. To regain good standing, a suspended member must pay all outstanding arrears in full. Special charges. The authority's special charges for emergency can only be imposed by a 2 to 3 majority vote of the General Conference or Assembly or the NEC if the GCN Assembly can't be called for a special reason. Conference fee setting. The host province conference committee with NEC approval shall set the registration fee for the annual general conference at least 60 days in advance. Fees must be covered only projected budgeted cost. Transparency. A detailed budget for the conference must be published alongside the fee announcement. We go to budgeting process. Fiscal year, the LSUIC fiscal year runs from July 1st to June 30th of the following year. Currently, our year runs from July 1st to June 30th, 2026. July 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026. Budget preparation timeline: call for budget proposal from all NEC committees, PECs, and DECs. And the responsible body is the Secretariat. August 15th, deadline for submission of budget proposal from all committees. Draft consolidated annual budget prepared and submitted to the NEC by September 15th. First quarter meeting, draft budget presented for information and initial discussion. October 7th, final draft budget submitted to the Council of Coordinators. And CoC, October 27th, CoC reviews, amend, and approve the annual budget. Approved budget by November 7th to publish to approved budget published to all members. Due to some plenty things, that's why we didn't go by this timeline, but we look forward to the next government going according to this timeline. Budget composition. The annual budget shall include projected revenue, that is dues, donations, fundraising, carryover from previous year, etc. Administrative expense, that is bank or fintech charges. communication, secretarial operations, transportations, website maintenance, official stationery, etc., etc. Program expensive cultural events, academic seminars, welcome or orientation program, etc. Conference allocation, seed funding for the next general conference. Welfare and emergency reserved, a minimum of 10% of projected revenue, and also contingency fund, a minimum of 5% projected revenue for unforeseen costs. We go to budget reallocation. The NEC may reallocate funds between line items within the same budget session up to a limit of 10% of the item's value with prior notifications to the financial committee. Reallocation between sections, for example, from program expenses to administrative, require prior approval from the Council of Coordinators. Section 4, financial controls and banking. Authorized bank account. LSUIC shall maintain a primary current account in a reputable Chinese bank. The account shall be registered under the union's name with the official seal. In an event where the bank account can be opened due to legal reasons, the National Treasurer shall keep the union funds until the next turning over time. Signatory or authority, mandatory dual signatories. Every transaction requires at least 2 signatories. Authorized signatories is the National President, the National Secretary General, and the National Treasurer. Signatory matrix for expenditure under 1,000. Any 2 of the 3 signatories shall sign. For expenditures 1,000 to 5,000 must include the National Treasurer and 1 other. For expenditures over 5,000 are in National Treasurer. Petty cash. A petty cash float not exceeding 1,500 may be maintained by the National Treasurer, providing that the bank account is open and operational. All disbursement from petty cash require a signed voucher and receipt. The petty cash fund must be reconciled and replenished monthly with all supporting documents submitted to the Financial Secretary. I will go to audit and financial reporting. Audit committee. The audit committee is an independent standing committee as per the Constitution. It shall conduct a full forensic audit within 90 days after the end of each fiscal year by September 30. It may conduct random spot audits of any committee or chapter at any time with 7-day notice to the NEC. Financial reporting, monthly reports. The National Financial Secretary shall publish a statement of income and expenditure to the NEC and all provincial coordinators by the 8th of each month. Quarterly report. A summarized quarterly financial report shall be published to the entire membership via official platforms. Annual audited report. The full audited financial report shall be published at least 1 week prior to the annual general conference. So we go to section 6, donation, fundraising, and extended fund. Acceptance of donation. All donations exceeding 500 RMB must be formally accepted by a vote of the NEC. A written record, email, WeChat, Alipay letter, etc. of the donation amount, donor name, and any stipulation must be kept. Donations with condition contrary to LSUIC, IM, or Chinese law must be refused. Fundraising activities. Any chapter or committee planning a fundraiser must submit a fundraising proposal to the NEC for approval at least 30 days in advance. The proposal must include purpose, target amount, method, timeline, and budget. All funds raised are union property and must be fully accounted for and remitted to the National Treasury. In the case of a city, district, or province, it must be accounted for to the NEC, but the amount should be remitted to the city, district, or provincial financial team. Government allowance advocacy fund. A separate ledger shall be maintained to track any funds received from the Liberian government for member welfare or advocacy related to staffing disbursement. These funds are not operational income and shall only be used for direct verifiable expenses incurred in the related advocacy, example, transportation to meetings or official communication. Section 7 talk about election-related finances. Upon its formation, the IEC shall, in constitution with the NEC, prepared a standalone protected budget to conduct election. The IEC has full discretion over this budget, accountable only through its final report and receipts. Candidacy fees. So these are projections from our budget. President 500, Vice President sim, and these fees are non-refundable. National Provincial Coordinators 100, city or district executive position 50 RMB. All of these fees that are projected for IECs are non-refundable. Fees are paid directly to the IEC, not the LSUIC Treasury or Financial Secretary. All funds shall be turned over to the National Financial Secretary or Treasurer after the candidate's registration process. That is the IEC deadline. Use of funds based on IEC approved budget. Fees cover costs such as certificates, ballot printings, venue hire for voting, and IEC operations. Any surplus reverts to the main LSUIC Treasury post-election. For all candidacy fees, student welfare and hardship support, welfare committee fund, a welfare fund shall be maintained, funded primarily by 10% of annual dues revenue and specific donations. Its purpose is to provide non-repayable grants in case of proven severe hardship, example, medical emergency, family bereavement, extreme financial distress. Application process for hardship grants. Applicants submit a welfare grant application form with supporting documents, example, hospital bills, official letters to their city or district executive. The Provincial Executive Committee reviews and submit a confidential dossier to the National Welfare Committee. The Welfare Committee investigates and makes a recommendation, grant amount, or deny to the NEC. The NEC makes a final decision grants exceeding 2,000 require additional approval from the Council of Coordinators. Prohibition of formal loan scam. LSUIC as a student union shall not operate a formal loan scheme. The risks of default, or currency issue, and legal complexity are prohibitive. The union financial resources shall not be used for personal loan under any circumstances. Asset management and handover. Union assets. Asset includes but aren't limited to cash, bank balances, electronic equipment, official seals, banners, archives, digital asset, website, social media account, WeChat channels and YouTube channels. Also, an asset register shall be maintained by the National Secretary General, updated annually. Financial handover protocols. Within 7 days of leaving office, an outgoing officer must settle all outstanding advances, hand over all cash, receipts, and financial records to the incoming officer. Co-sign or hand over certificate with the incoming officer and the National Financial Secretary. Failure to comply is gross misconduct and may lead to impeachment or pursuit of legal recourse. The honorable status or title, example, as former president, member, officer, etc., of that person as a former leader shall be withheld until the judicial board or other legal ruling. Section 10, policy reviews and amendment. This policy shall be reviewed by the Financial Committee biannually. Amendment require a simple majority vote of the Council of Coordinators following a proposal from the NEC or a petition from 20% of members in good standing. The approved policy and all subsequent amendments shall be permanently published on LSUIC official communication platforms. Approval page. This financial policy, compromising the foregoing 10 sessions, is hereby submitted for the consideration and approval of the CoCs of LSUIC. Proposed by Noah Dave Mason, National Financial Secretary General, reviewed by Honorable Olano Teah Bloh, National President, and date of submission December 12, 2025. Council of Coordinators. Okay. So I will stop here and I will take questions for both the budget, and also the financial policies.
Oh, thank you very much. The book people say for that splendid deliberation. I know if there were some people on the platform that could lay their hand on me, no lay their hand on me for misusing their English, but no problem. Thank you so much. May you have a bottle of water, drink yourself down, cough a lot. You know, I think you should drink, not drinking the bottle respecting me. Honorable President, the bottle respecting me.
I drink it, it was yours too.
I said drink, you want drink? Okay, he drinking now. So the mayor has spoken, and we will be very civil tonight with our voice and our questions to him. If you have a question, you may raise your hand, you'll be recognized, and then you ask your question in a civilized way. We will not spend the whole time. We got it's 22:25 up to 22:30. If there's no question, if there's no hand raised, we will move on. Ask the question. The budget is here. Okay. Honorable Tarloh, your hand is raised. You may ask your question.
It's not a question, it's just for clarification. Thanks, Honorable Mason, for the presentation. For the issue of the proposed financial policies that you guys presented, it has not been officially reviewed by the council yet, and that should be done on Wednesday. So questions pertaining to that will be avoided for now, and all of the questions will be focused on the budget because the council has no official.
Oh, yes, because the president also made that clear in the group. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
But I also have a question on the issue of the budget. When I look at all of the documents you sent me, I see fluctuation within the grand total income. So the last grand total income, I think it was between 28 to 31, 128 to 131,000 RMB. So, and now I'm seeing 124 thousand plus RMB. So where exactly did you maybe chop off some things that were necessary to bring this budget down? Because I've been trying to look for it and I cannot find it.
Thank you, Honorable CoC. Can we just focus on? Okay.
Honorable Noah, please, I'm sorry. I forgot to put a timer for the CoC one question before I can be held in contempt of being biased. So because the Honorable Mayor made a request or made an appeal that we should adjust the time for question and answer. So we will take 3 minutes for each question. You ask your question 1 minute and the Honorable Mayor answer your question for 2 minutes. So since there's no timer on our screen, I have my timer here. And the funny thing is, I didn't want to have my timer, so if I say your time, I'll your time.
No. You gotta be sincere, you know.
But I'm not using my Zoom, my computer to use the Zoom timer. So, Honorable, please help me display your timer. But then the Honorable Mayor got the the budget on the screen, so we cannot get rid of that. That's just money. Trust me, I'll be fair. I'm a good person for some time. So can you please answer the question in 3 minutes? Your time starts now.
Okay, thank you, COC2. Honorable Tarloh, when the first budget was presented, there was a communication that was sent back to the financial team, a financial secretary, and there was a new budget that was proposed. So, can we just focus on this budget that have been defended today and forget about the past budget? But then, if you want to know about decrease, if you check the column that talks about percent increase or decrease, you will see where the decrease in the income comes from. You will see IEC aspirant fees have a decrease. You will see that there was a decrease in that, and you will also see. Yeah, I will just stop there. You will see there's a decrease in the IEC aspirant fees, and also a decrease in the subtotal. I
Oh,
hope I
they
answered your question.
Yeah, you did throw light on the question, but the reason I'm asking the question is that if you presented documents before and presented a new one now, at the very least there should be some clarity on why it went to this lower state so that we can have an idea of it instead of just flagging the question and saying it has already happened. Because you presented both documents, so at least we do need, the clarity of it to say, well, this happened because we removed this, and now we have this.
Or at least before you started explaining, you could have said, I came with X, Y, and Z document first, but that one has been outdated, and we now have an updated copy, just to make us understand. I think that's
Okay,
important.
well noted.
Yeah, but
All
Councilman,
right.
I think we
So can you please clarify the question Rotala asked?
we need clarification on
Yeah, like
that.
I said there was a decrease in the IEC fees, and it's right here in this column. There's a decrease of 33 point. You talk about income, and I told you here that 62.60% decrease in income from the IEC aspirant registration fees. That
Yeah,
affects the overall subtotal.
but 124,000, the difference between 131,000, 124,000, that's a huge difference. So if even the decrease even equate to that. So if looking at the past one that you presented between 128,000 to 131,000, I think it's I mean, almost 5,000 RMB different, and the aspiring fee is not about 5,000. So I think some clarification. That's all
That's
we need.
so please raise your hand and we can continue asking your question when you raise your hand.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hearing is the sign you hear every time out. Okay, Honorable President, please go ahead. Your time starts now.
All right. Just to the COC one question. So portion of the budget that we experienced decrease was, for example, the IC registration. So the amount that was there before was higher than 5,700. And currently what is there is 2,160. That's more of like 3,500 difference. So if you add that, even the 3,000 to the 124,000, you should be going around almost 128,000. That's just the first huge difference. Also, when it comes to expenditure, when you go down a little bit to expenditure from transportation, NEC operations and all these things, they were all reduced. So those are places that the decrement came from, especially on expenditure and the IEC fees.
All right. Thanks for the clarity.
Thank you, Honorable President. So the President got remaining 1 minute 46 seconds, so we'll keep that for him. Maybe he will come back later. Any other person, please raise your hand, ask a question. I will call your name to ask question. Let us please receive question from the chaplain. Chaplain say, we see your name here for him to say we are allotting money for your event. Let us please hear questions.
Councilwoman, I think you can reach out to each coordinator individually.
My honorable coordinator people. Can we have questions? Beijing, any question? Okay, somebody hand raised. I was waiting for your hand. I wanted to call your name now. Please go ahead, my honorable bestie. Honorable Cesar,
I
please
don't
go
want
ahead.
to ask question because you gave limited time.
Your time starts now.
That time start. How can we ask question? Okay, so thank you, Minister of Finance, Honorable Mason, for the presentation. The draft budget. So, a few clarity I need. It start with maybe if you can go up there where we have the is it Gensi Treasury? Can you go somewhere we have the Gensi Treasury? Okay, so this treasury and somewhere in 21-3, you did your coding here. I'm not financial man, but just trying to remember somewhere up you have 21-3, from 21-3 to 21-6. Yeah, somewhere here. This place. 21-2006-2003 to 6 here. Okay, including the Gensi treasury. Can you provide clarity on the necessity of they being in the budget when there is no cost attached to them? Why is it important they still be being in the draft budget?
You may answer the honorable man, please.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Celsus. LSUIC budgeting has a format, and if you check the budgeting, you will see there are other things in the budget that is there and also have no figures. So we cannot change the format of the budgeting LSUIC until after we have a new constitution that come up with a new budgeting template. But this is the template of budgeting. That's why it remain constant, even though there's no figures. And not just the treasury account, Jengsu, also NECKS and presidential winter debate. As you can see, other government had no figures to it. Thank you.
All right.
Do I still have time? Or maybe the president want to provide more clarity. I see you saying up.
It's 7 seconds. The president, you want to talk? You take our time, Mr. President. You take like 1 minute 45 seconds in story for you.
All right. So quickly to the question, honorable man. So the budget covering a period of 5 years. So you have to do comparison to what was done previously in order for you to project something for the next year. So the reason why they are still here, maybe next year they will be removed. I mean, the very first column will be removed. It depends if the next financial team want to compare the budget over the next 6 years. But this budget is being compared over the last 5 years. So over the last 5 years, whatever that was captured, that's the reason why they are here. One advantage is you get to see what was done before and what is the essence of the continuity. So that's one reason why it is still there. So that you see what was done before. It is necessary that we maintain this budget item, That's one reason why it is still there. They give you the transparency and accountability. Thank you.
Okay, so
Thank you, Honorable.
Madam Presiding, do I still have time?
Honorable Secretary, you got 19 seconds.
19. Well, yeah. Okay, thank you. So quickly, I have 19 seconds. Quickly, Honorable Finance Minister. Somewhere up there you have 7,000. Is it 7,000 for provincial something provincial?
7,150.
Honorable
Okay.
Secretary, out as you can hear the alarm, so you can raise your hand and ask your question.
I
I'm
had already
sorry.
raised you.
Your hand already
Sorry,
raised.
sorry.
Grab that.
Madam
Old
Presiding,
hand.
Madam Presiding.
Or the president
Yeah.
got for the 6 second, you can ask him for a second. All the thing you do, you disturbing the meeting. Please
You
drop that hand and raise it again to be
gave me
recognized.
the
And you
flow.
have
You
a
gave
full
me the
3 minutes.
flow. I'm still in speech, but then you say time off. That's
Who's
what I
the
was
host
saying.
for
This
the
is
meeting?
budget,
Please,
right? This is
please,
budget, and so
please.
like we will need time at least to interact with.
Can we mute that guy, please? Can you please raise your hand again? You'll be recognized and you will have 3 minutes to continue your question.
But my hand is
So
raised now.
up to is 22:40 up to 23 hour.
That Madam
We will close
are
up
you
with
not
the
seeing my
question.
hand? My hand is raised.
Your hand is raised. I'm in voice. Can you give me a chance to finish speaking and recognize all the hands that are raised? Please, can we do it in order? And can you please mute yourself if you're not speaking to us? As I was saying, up to 23 hour, we'll, try to minimize the question and have to again be until after 12. So we have 2 hands that are raised. We'll take Honorable Tarloh, then Honorable Celso. Honorable Tarloh, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to the point that Celsa was making, can I have some clarity on the provincial and city support, and are there any plans for just in case there are increments within uh payment for the different cities rather? Do we expect this amount to increase, or it will be stationary at that point until the end of the fiscal year?
Okay, thank you, Honorable Tyler. This is a proposal, and the financial team, if there are more cities, the financial team have already divided this, have already decided or come up with a financial policy. So based on when the policy is approved, and cities or province, that if we say cities or province, doesn't mean we support province different and support cities different. No, cities within the province, or there are some cities that are like municipalities like Beijing, Chongqing, and Shanghai. They are not part of province. So this support will go to everyone. It could be either per cities or province can come up and say, okay, we want to take this project, and we can pre-finance some projects, but we cannot finance all of the project. We cannot pay everyone. None of LSUIC can pay everyone or want to take 100% of projects in cities and or in cities or municipalities. What we can do is we can help, like aid in some, and at least to
30
empower them.
seconds.
Thank you. So it might be changed or it might remain constant based on the cities or province that will, or cities or municipality that will request for it after the approval of the financial policies.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Honorable Celso, you have three whole minutes for yourself now.
Madam Presiding. Okay, so
Okay.
so finance. So like the question I was asking, the COC won't ask the other part of it, but is that you talk about that particular allocation in the draft budget, for provincial, for provinces and cities, right? But then you were not clear on how can a province benefit. That's that's one concern I need for you to address. Another thing is Another concern is the budget now. So, quarter two, quarter two has ended. Like we are in the middle of the fiscal year. Can you inform this party? They said that this budget have now it have now started taking effect. Like expenditure have now started taking effect, waiting for approval, or because you cannot wait until approval. The fact that we are already in almost in the third quarter now, you cannot wait for that approval before you start running government functionaries. Can you provide clarity as to whether expenditure have already started before now, or the government is waiting for this approval before they they start effecting expenditure? Maybe you can provide clarity to that also.
When you talk about the 7,150, um, like I said when I was explaining, the financial policy will be our guidance for what we guide us through disbursing this 7,150. And you're talking about expenditures, if expenditures have been made or not. Expenditures have been made, strategic expenditures. For example, now we have Zoom. If budget in LSUIC is brought up in second quarter, and without the budget is to guard their union finance and to ensure there's transparency and there's accountability. But if we have waited and say let's wait till December, there won't be any meetings on Zoom. There won't be Sunday services on Zoom. There won't be any of the projects we are undertaking or we have undertaken, like the website development. So yes, if you attend all of the quarterly meetings, you will see there have been expenditures, and also there have been some students who've been having issues with school, financial issues, and they reach out for loans and what have you. So if we had said and said let's wait for budget approval before then, or before this can be, or expenditure can be carried on, then we wouldn't have had a functional union. So yes, expenditures have been carried
Fine.
on.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I still got time.
Who's the getter? Why you not use? You don't use the time. You use the change. Honorable Tyler, please go ahead. Time starts
The
now.
other from my piece, I get understand.
Honorable Celsius, I mean, you might be found to make not careful, sir. So,
I play you go reach away.
to my next question, Honorable Financial Secretary General, what are some plans your office may have or the NEC may have for bringing in some extended funds for this fiscal year to help ease the burdens of students when it comes to, especially during the rush of the conference, fees payment or due payment whatsoever? What are some plans that your office or the NEC has to bring in some extended funds? As promised, I can still recall that we will work not just only within the dues, but also reaching outside and to fundraiser and all of those things. What are some plans you guys already have implemented or still hoping to implement?
Thank you, Honorable Tarloh. One of the plans that we first executed was our first fundraiser, and thanks to the CoC too, she was the only coordinator at our first fundraiser that was present. Like I said, at the end of my budget, we can only achieve these things if we all worked as a team. So we are planning another fundraiser, and not for conference, but rather for the union general, the general finance of the union. Because if you looked at the dues projection outside of the budget, based on the current membership, we have 59,000 plus to be collected in dues, and we've only collected 19,000, and we've already gone 6 months. So we can have these huge plans, but it's just like if someone is behaving your back, you behave your front. So if we all work together and come up with other plans, financial team can have plans of raising funds and whatsoever. But if other members or other branches within LSUIC will not join on those plans or hop on those plans to help raise funds for the union, the only thing the financial secretary can do is plan those things that he feel he can plan, or the office can plan those things they think they can plan, but they cannot enforce or push people to give money from their pocket. But also, if we come together as a team where you know certain individuals, CoC two know certain people, Judiciary Board know certain people, and we all come together and have a fundraiser for or plan or plan a fundraiser for conference, it would be great. At least it will help ease the financial burden of students who might want to attend a conference in July 2026. So yes, I have planned for fundraiser, but it will be more or productive if we all work together.
I'm talking, I'm muted. Time. I'm sorry. I've been talking, I'm muted. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Okay,
sure, thank you.
COC too.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I guess the Honorable Tarloh got your point. I'm so sorry. We should learn to work with time, because when we go to our offices, we'll need to work with time there. Honorable Celsius, you have 3 minutes. It starts now.
Okay, so financial secretary, let's look at the conference budget, the allocation
Please
for
call a man with the honorable respected name. Honorable Celsius, please. We know he's a financial secretary, but
Honorable National Financial
Thank you.
Secretary. Honorable National Financial Secretary. Let's look at the budget, the allocation for conference. Okay, so my question is rooted in a law, okay? Under Article 14, Section J, Article 14, Section J. One of President's obligation or duties is to solicit funding, maybe from government like bureau, the embassy, and other business, business organization for the purpose of, supporting the conference in terms of finance that will also ease the burden on the little due we collect for income. Can you provide some information as to whether the president, in regards to that duty, was able to reach out for some soliciting so as to support the conference that could also help us to reduce, what we allotted in this draft project and put to other functionaries of the government. Honorable Financial Secretary.
Oh, can I start now?
Honorable Financial Secretary. Yeah, you can start now.
This entire question and so only got 50 seconds remaining.
For me?
What?
Honorable,
That's what I was saying.
can I answer now?
They should find me. I don't understand how the time going.
Honorable, can I answer now?
Hello.
Yes, hello, Honorable Quay. Can I answer now?
So we said that each question and answer got 3 minutes. If you take 2 minutes to ask your question, know that the Honorable May will answer your question for 1 minute.
Sometimes
so
when you say
this question that Honorable Cesar, can we have one room? This question that Honorable Cesar just asked, he asked the question and it's only remaining 33 seconds for a response. The 33 seconds starts now.
Okay, Honorable Cesar, to your question, the annual conference report, this is from the NEC. This is the NEC projection from their own covered or from the Treasury. Well, if we will have fundraisers, we will have other extended or contributions, we cannot added to our projection because they are not they are something that you plan for. It might not, it's not actual, it's not factual. Yes, you might read the embassy might just give you 600 RMB or 1,000 RMB. You might write other people in Liberia, they might just give you
Time.
7 or 50 US dollars.
Time, but for the sake of the student community, I give you 1 minute to complete. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Thank you. So we can only this is our projection from the NEC, and also we have increase in membership. So even if we have fundraisers, we have other or channels of getting funds according to the constitution. If we receive those funds, we don't want to limit the conference attendance to just 100 people. If you have more than 300 people paying dues and you have those people staying in China and wanting to have conference experience, you don't want to limit it. So yes, we'll have fundraisers, we'll have other things, but we might go and revisit this to at least incorporate more students that want to attend the conference. I will stop here.
Thank you, Honorable Man. Thank you so much. So we got I see Honorable Teah. Let's take Honorable Nasa. After that, we'll take the president. Honorable Nasa, 3 minutes it starts now.
Okay, thanks a lot, Honorable Presiding. And thanks a lot, Honorable National Financial Secretary of LSUIC. Yeah, so I listened to your presentation very well, and I just want you to clarify something. So during the first or um the previous conference, the budget,
Mhm.
was there any like the project that was drafted and the money that was given, was there after the expenditure, was there any remaining of the budget that was turned over to the National Financial Secretary or the Treasurer? And
Okay,
my next
1 minute,
question
7
is,
seconds remaining.
my next question is, um, you budget for looking at the previous budget and you budget for this coming conference, and the budget also mirrors the previous expenditure or the previous budget for past conference, but the the places are not the same and the cities are not the same, expenditure different. And we believe that this year a conference will be in Shandong province. So we believe Shandong province is not that expensive as compared to Nanjing or as compared to Jiangsu province. So did you do any background investigation on prices or before you make up the budget there? Thank you.
Honorable COC to Honorable Kwe, I beg you, can I just get 2 minutes to respond because I think the time is already finished.
Okay, so I will give you 2 minutes to respond, please. Go ahead.
Okay. Honorable Nasa, I will just go to 2023-2024 conference. 2023-2024 conference, there was no money that was turned over from the pledges that was at the conference on July 26th. The reason why we have a turnover this year is because we received a donation from the embassy last year from our last government, from the president. He visited China, the president of Liberia. He visited China. He did a huge donation, and the embassy thought it was to also help the student body and make them part of that. That's why we have 20 something thousand. And when it comes to the conference hotels in LSUIC, all of the hotels we've always gone for are hotels that have rooms at 300 RMB. But based on the amount of rooms we are paying for, we beg and beat them down to 250 RMB. And we always go with Vienna Hotel. Vienna Hotel prices are stable in all cities. Other hotels that might be 100 RMB or 150 RMB don't have a conference hall. If you go to rent a conference hall outside of the hotel to have your conferences or your plenaries, you might find out the conference or the indoor activities might not have most students attending because of the time we wake up and all of those things. So, and also conference halls outside of the hotel might be very, very expensive. That's why our projection for conference for dining hall and the awards night is huge because we know that these things are expensive outside of the hotel. We did a projection with Gina. We did check a few hotels in Gina, and that's why we decided to continuously going with the 250 that have been paid per room for previous conferences. The only conference that we did that was paid more for rooms was the conference in Shanghai. So yes, Wuhan was also 250, Nanjing was 250, and Wuhan is bigger than Nanjing. So yes, I think I will stop here. I don't get your other second question. And also with food and stuff, those are things that can be purchased online, and we check the prices. This is China. If the prices will go up, it will go up maybe 1 kwai or 0 point something kwai. So we check some of those things while preparing the budget.
Okay.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
meaning the past budget do no money left, right? Like, what are you trying to say?
Thank you, sir. The time is
Like
out.
I said, thank you.
Yeah, no money left. That won't answer myself. Get injured in that one.
That's why money left over, money was turned over to us. We received 23,000 from past government. We received 23,606 from previous government at the Wuhan conference or the Shanghai conference. Money that was turned over was 15,000, and there was pledges at the conference. So the pledges added to that made the money or made up the figures. So in our budget, our turnover balance will be 30. Where is it? 31,000. 275 if we go according to our budget. That is, if we all get together as a team and raise more dues, raise more or fundraisers, we will turn over 31,275 or even more based on how much we raise. But conference money, there was no money turned over from the conference committee. No, there was no leftover. Wuhan
Thank you,
conference,
sir.
there were pledges that was made that was turned over, but apart from that, no money was turned over from conference committee to the government. No.
Yeah, that
Even
conference
our
committee I'm concerned about.
conference committee don't turn any money over. Even our government, after we took over, we had to, because the conference committee overspent in Nanjing, we had to additionally pay them for overspending or going in their personal covers.
Okay.
And it was in the first quarter report. So sometimes, yes, the conference committee overspend or spend within that budget.
Thank you.
Honorable
I
CoC
see one.
2.
I see one hand is raised. Let me see. Who's that, please? Mhm. Mhm.
I see also
Mhm.
again, will say.
Because sorry, that who hand raised my phone on better get hot and that's I
Honorable
know in my face or
CoC.
stop.
Honorable CoC hand is raised. I don't know if it's old raised or is it new raised.
It's new. It's new.
No, but Chelsea, you can just go ahead. We already clock 11 o'clock since the COC2 is fixing her phone.
Yeah, I don't know who hand was raised. My people, you're sorry. Who had your hand up?
Honorable Chelsea's hand is up.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Celsius, please go ahead. Like I said, we will. This will be the last question so far because it's after 11. So, Honorable Celsius, please you may go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the recognition. Honorable Finance Minister. Mm. Somewhere up there. Somewhere you have the scholar support. Yeah, so quickly, maybe if we read just ask the question. So somewhere you have the scholar support and the amount, I saw the amount being little low. So maybe you could explain how, maybe, what was your target? Maybe 2, 3 scholar you want to. render hand of support to. What was the crafter or the drafter wisdom, in appropriating that amount for scholar support? What factor they
Current
consider?
financial assistance.
Okay, yeah,
Uh, current financial assistance is not like limited to a certain number of scholars. Since we've only had since we started, we talked about we only had a scholar who was hospitalized, and it was in the second quarter report, and the union did reach out to her and did in so doing with 500 RMB. So it's not like a specific amount. No, and not like a specific scholars. And the reason why it's 1,650 is is because we projected 10% increase based on the last year actual. Uh, we're not praying for all of our scholars to get sick, but we hope that no one will get sick. If we exhaust this money, we come down. That's why we have the budget contingency. So if we still have more scholars falling sick, or we will come to this 10,000 to see how best we can identify our scholars. But we don't have a fixed amount to give to every scholar. Say, oh, we'll give you 5,000, we'll give the other person 500, the other person 2,000. No.
Okay, a short follow on the same scholar support. So,
Okay.
like you said, when you have
Wait, you
maybe a
say
scholar
you
is sick,
say.
so it's only in the case of sickness, or only sickness was considered, right?
Uh, let me just respond quickly because my phone also getting hot. Uh, we at the financial office they send a policy and the policy talks about all of those things. So I think when we go through the policy, since we said Wednesday, we'll go through when the COC will go through the policy on Wednesday. So it's not only sickness. We have bereavement. We have unforeseen circumstances, but not like going to renew your residence permit. No, not like going to do your medicals. No, these are things you are aware of when you are coming to China. So yes, we're not supporting scholars based on that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Can I stop sharing my screen? So there's no need, no hands up. Honorable Quay.
Stop sharing your screen. You may retire. You may go and have a drink. You may even turn off your camera or remain on the meeting. All right. Honorable CLC3, can you share your screen, please? Oh. Honorable CLC3, are you here with us?
Yes, boss lady, I'm here.
Can you share your screen so we know where we
Should we
are
go
now?
back?
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus, thank you.
Okay.
Wow.
So, all right. So we passed the section of the Honorable National Financial Secretary, and now we are at section, which is the last section. Question from no, okay, no special, no, not special remark. Okay, yeah. Item 3 on our agenda, part 3, which is special statement. But before then, I think seriously all the guests and special guests need to leave leave the platform first before we get to this section. Because this section is just for our council members.
I think let's go through the session. The vote for tonight to be placed on Wednesday.
I think that's what I wanted to say because we made it a public hearing. So let's just have the public, let's complete, let's close up. We will have our vote when we meet.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
not a problem. So
Okay.
let's just take the 4 remaining points.
Okay. Okay, no problem. So now we take special statement from our National Vice President, Honorable Ruphine M. Harmon. So, Honorable Vice President, if you are here, you are welcome to the podium. Special statement.
So, if the honorable vice president is not available, then which means that she's not, because she texted me and said that she was going through some illness, the pain, so she might fall asleep. So, just so you guys know that.
Okay. So can we ask the national president to give us a special statement?
That is if he's here too.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, Yossi, for the process. It's very important. And we highly appreciate the openness and transparency as well that you are pushing, which is also in line with national mandate. It is our hope and prayer that we all work towards achieving the budget goal to ensure that we have a financially disciplined union and transparent union, as well as we end on a good footing with a beautiful conference to celebrate whatever great work that each of you are doing in the council. Thank you all so much. May God bless LSUIC and bless Liberia and China.
Okay, thanks a lot, Honorable Vice President. Let's say Honorable National President. So we look at the fourth item, closing remark, and that will be done by our Honorable Senior Coordinator, Honorable Chea. You are welcome.
Yeah. Thanks once again to everyone for being here. This process has been overdue, but we are all students, and we all decided to serve LSUIC. And it is my hope that we continue to do that in good spirit. The results for the tonight's budget will be sent to the president's office on the 4th after our general meeting on the 3rd. Um, 1 minute, please. Let me just make the correction. Our next general meeting should be on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. 1 minute, please. Yeah, on the 7th, not the 3rd, though. So it will be sent to you on the 8th. So the delays will all understand where it came from, and the council had no intention of deliberately holding foul to the budget. And I must say that I have read through the entire policy you guys sent. It is also something that we will talk about. I think it is a very detailed and beautiful policy you guys have put together, and that's the expectation the council has from the Office of the Honorable National Financial Secretary General and the NEC in at large. So there are a few things that I have seen personally that I think can also be adjusted and amended to solidify how money comes out of the areas as covered and how we can improve on such system. So, but to you, Honorable Mason, thanks again for the presentation and thanks for all the questions answered. And Mr. President, thanks for your patience, sir. Thanks again for your patience too as well. And to the Honorable Presiding and the Secretary General for the Council, thanks for the effort made tonight to host this this hearing. Thank you.
I was
All
here
right.
speak to. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right, so well,
So the last on our we take a vote of thanks from CoC 2, Honorable Julieta Agata Flubokwe.
Minister can make the meeting still like at the call. I'm a plenty. All right, so thank you to everybody
Why
for staying.
playing
Those all the council members that stay up to this time and our student members, we say thank you. You will officially get the outcome from this meeting soon. And thank you, Honorable President, and your team. Thank you to the entire team that was heading this process tonight.